At Option Genius, we believe that you deserve freedom, financial freedom, so that you have no more worries and more than enough money. Time freedom, so that you could do what you want, when you want to do it. And choice freedom, to live your life on your terms. But the system and Wall Street are rigged against us little guys. So how do we fight back? Well, my friend, that's what this podcast is all about. My name is Alan Sama, and this is the Option Genius Podcast. I don't know too many people that would not like to have more money. Do you? But I do know a lot of people that want a lot more money, and even more people that don't have much money. When it comes to trading and investing, well, if you want to do it, you got to have money, right? Well, kind of. There are ways to get into investing with no money, and that is what this episode is all about. About a year ago at a dinner party, a friend of mine said that he had just sold his business and that he was getting into flipping full time. You know, house flipping. That's where you buy a rundown house, you fix it up, and then you try to sell it and make a decent profit. You know, a lot of people were doing that back in the heyday of the financial mess, and then a lot of people lost money when the real estate market crashed. But since then, things have stabilized, house prices have gone up, and so this friend, he's been doing this for a few years now on the side, part-time, and every once in a while he'd be like, oh yeah, hey, I did this project, and we made so much money, or oh, I'm not busy. We would ask him, hey, you want to hang out this weekend? He'd be like, no, we just bought another house, and I'm going to be out there, doing some of the stuff because he likes to do it himself. Some of the stuff, the contracting, the carpentry work, and some painting and this and that. So we knew that he was been doing it. So now he's going to do it full time, right? The problem was that he didn't have enough money to do multiple deals at a time. So he had sold his business, but he didn't get a lot of money for it. So he wanted to do 3, 4, 5 deals at a time, but we're in the Houston area, so each house could be worth you could buy it for anywhere from like $150 up to $250,000 average, and then you got to put money in to fix it up, and then you got to wait several months for all that to happen, and then to sell it and all that. So you need a good healthy chunk of change, right, to do that properly. And so he didn't have the money, so he's wondering what to do. He could do 1 or 2 houses at a time, maybe he'd been working with his relatives and stuff, so that they would put up the money and he would do the work. And then he would also put up some money, but he wanted to do more, right? Because now this is his full-time income. So I said, hey, why don't we put a bunch of people together, and we'll give you the money and you do it for us, and you keep, you could put your own money in the group and you could charge us maybe a set fee or a percentage of something. He really liked that idea, and we talked to some of the other people at the party, and everybody was like, yeah, that's an awesome idea. Let's do it. So we decided that we were going to do it. We're going to start a company. Everybody's going to put some money in, and then he's just gonna take it and do his thing with it, right? And then we said, we'll start with a few people, maybe like 5 or 6 people, put up some money, and then he could do it. But then before we even got started, we had this whole Hurricane Harvey thing, and I don't know what you know about Hurricane Harvey, but it destroyed like thousands of houses in the Houston area, literally. Everything was flooded. There was water. Roads were impassable for days and days. Even me and my family, we had to evacuate our house. We had to go stay with a friend for like 3 days until the water subsided around our neighborhood and we can actually go back home. Crazy thing. But so now we have all these thousands of houses that are ready for rehabbing and fixing, right? So it'd be a great opportunity for somebody like my friend to get out there, find a lot of deals, and make him a lot of money left and right. So, I came to him, I said, you know what, why don't we get more money, more people in the group and more money? So he was ready for it. So we did that, and we reached out to a couple people that I knew, and they wanted to do it. So in the end, we raised about $500,000, and he went to work. That was about a year ago. It was easy to get the few first people to join because most of them were his friends, and they had known that he was doing this part time, and he was making money at it. The other people that joined the group joined because I vouched for him. So I went out to people that I knew and said, hey, would you be interested in this? I got somebody who's doing it. Put up some money and he'll do it, and we'll all benefit from it. So that's how it worked. That's how we got the people. Now it's been about a year so far, and the results have been pretty good. I mean, they've been okay. We thought actually that we would have done more deals by now, but he is on his third house right now. The first house was already sold. It was bought, fixed, and sold, and the group made about $40,000 on it, profit. The second house that he's done is up for sale right now. It's on the market, and he just bought the third house, I believe, last week. So he's doing the rehab on it right now. So that's pretty good. All told, for everybody, we might end up for the year. If the second house sells, we might be up, 15, 20% returns, or maybe like 15%. So not bad for not doing anything. But we wanted to create an even larger fund, and do a lot more flips because, after Hurricane Harvey, there's so much stuff out there, let's move on this. Let's get cracking, right? But the problem was that because of the Harvey, everybody and their brother started doing this. They started buying houses. And, I believe there were a lot of cash buyers from other parts of the country, other parts of the world, hedge funds and whatnot. They all swooped into Houston and they started buying houses cash. And that really messed up the pricing. So my friend, he could not find enough deals because all the houses were being sold way more than they should have been. If you want to buy it, rehab it, and then sell it for a decent profit. He kept telling me I'm looking at deals all the time, but they're too expensive. If he would bid like $200,000 on a house, it would actually sell for $230,000, $240,000. He's like, I don't understand what these people are doing. Turns out that these cash buyers from other places are actually just buying these houses and sitting on them, hoping that the market will increase and then they'll sell them later on. Who knows how that'll work out, but that's what's going on. And so we couldn't find enough deals. So that's what we have right now. We have, friend number one who has experience and he has some money. Okay. He has some money for himself, but he has money that other people are willing to give him, but he doesn't have enough deals to use the money. So if he had more deals, we have the people that are willing to give him money, but he can't find the deals. So that's his issue, right? Then we have about 6 months after this happened. After I put the group together, I ran into another friend at an event, and he said that his son wanted to talk to me. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I knew the kid. I knew him when he was in high school, and good kid. And he had graduated college, actually, so I hadn't seen him in several years, but he graduated college. From what I remember, he was working at some corporate job. So he wanted to talk to me, and he tells me that, he quit the corporate job. He was making good money, and he did it for a little bit, but he quit it because he was really being suffocated and wanted to do his own thing, be his own boss. But that's cool. So he got his real estate license. You have to go to class for like a month. I don't know how long it is, but it's different by every state. But you go to a class, you learn all the rules, you take the test, and you become a real estate agent. So he did that. Then he took classes on real estate investing and wholesaling. And now he was, doing the real estate thing and wholesaling properties. So a wholesaler is kind of like a middleman for the flippers, right? So a wholesaler will find a homeowner that wants to sell their house, and then he'll find a flipper that wants to do a deal, and then he puts them together. And so he can, he's in the middle, so he'll make anywhere from, let's say, $1,000 to $10,000 per deal, and he has no real risk or money involved, right? Because all he's doing, he's going to the guy who wants to sell the house, the homeowner. He's getting a contract from that guy, and then he's taking that contract and giving it to the flipper, and he's saying, here's a contract. You can buy this house cheap. Just give me like $2,000 or $3,000 or something, and you do the deal, or sometimes even more, 10, 15 grand. It could be. It's just a lot of work. So it doesn't take a lot of experience. It doesn't take a lot of money. You're just pounding the pavement, talking to a lot of people, and, just driving around all over town and trying to do that. So now we have him who, let's call him friend number two. Okay. So he tells me he's been doing this, but now he wants to start flipping himself. But he's got no money, right? Just out of college, has no money. So he needs a lender or a partner with money. So I'm like, this is interesting. Here's a guy, he has access to deals, friend number two. because he's wholesaling, so he has access to deals, but he has no experience or money. And then on the other side, we have friend number one who has experience and money, but he has no deals. So I was like, this is awesome. Let me put these guys together. It's like a match made in heaven, right? Let me put them together. So we had a little meeting and they got together. Everything seemed good. I brokered a deal between the two of them. Both sides were happy with it. And I was like, all right, this is going to be great for our little group. We're going to have a lot of deals. We'll be able to raise more money, do more stuff, and both sides will be happy. Both of them will be happy. They'll get what they want. But then we ran into another problem. So friend number one started rejecting all of the deals that friend number two sent him. And that caused a problem. That friend number one was having a hard time finding deals anyway because he kept rejecting all the ones that he found. Now, friend number two is sending him deals that are being sold left and right. These deals that he's bringing are being snatched up by others. But friend number one is saying, no, they don't work for me. The numbers don't work. So eventually, friend number two just got frustrated and stopped. He stopped sending him deals. So that's when I got involved, and I wanted to evaluate the deals, and I wanted to figure out where is the issue here. Is the problem with friend number one, or is the problem with friend number two's deals? Is it, the evaluation of the deal, or is it the deal itself? And to me, they did seem like good deals. I've in my past, way back when I was a real estate investor, and I have some experience in that, so I know how to evaluate properties. So I did what I know how to do, and I thought they were decent deals. I didn't think they were that bad that they should be rejected outright. So, I told him, hey, I'll help you out. Let me see what I can do. Let me talk to maybe somebody else. And so I gave friend number two like this spark of hope, right? So I'm personally involved now, right? I've spent time and energy into this. I told him I would help him. So he kept sending me deals. He kept emailing me. He kept texting me. All hours of the day and night, he kept contacting me and sending me, oh, look at this deal and look at this deal. And I'm like, man, I don't want to see all these deals. But he kept following up with me and he kept telling me how awesome they are. And not all of them, but some of them. And, he would rate them and say, oh, this one is really awesome, or this one is a good deal, or this one, super, super awesome, until he got me to bite. So, he kept doing that, kept following up with me until I just all right, you know what? Let's just do this. I told him that I would do a deal with him myself. So here's how it worked. We negotiated and we said, okay, he's going to do all the work. He's going to find the deal. He's going to find me a private money lender. And a private money lender is somebody who lends money to investors to do these kind of deals, but at a much higher rate, a much higher interest rate. Because you can't go to the bank and say, hey, I want to buy this rundown house over here. The bank's going to say, no, we're not going to give you money. But the private money lender will actually give you money to buy the house and will actually lend you money to make all the repairs as well. So the point being here that you pay a lot more in interest, and they give you a set number of months. So they might give you 6 months or 9 months or a year. If you don't sell the house or refinance the house within that time, then they will just take the house from you and foreclose on you, and they'll just take the house. So they won't come after me personally, but they'll take the house and whatever money we've put into it. So we lose that. So that's how private money lending works. And maybe this is a little bit more of a real estate education than you bargained for, but stick with me. I'm getting to the point here. So that's what our deal with him was, that I would put up the money. I told him I would put up X dollars for one deal, and he had to find a deal and a lender that would allow us to buy that house and fix it up with me not putting more money than X dollars. And we needed to make, X dollars on this deal. So we couldn't just do a deal and make like $5,000. No, it had to be, it had to be worth the risk. And for doing that, I would get 75% of the profits and he would get 25% of the profits. Now for him, that's not a lot. And remember, he's a realtor, so he's going to list this property and sell it as a realtor. If he wasn't a realtor, we would have to pay a realtor the commission, right, for selling it, but he's not going to get the commission. He's only going to get 25% of the profits, if there are any profits. So he's not even going to get his commission. So that's what I negotiated with him. Hopefully I'd make some money and he would get a deal done under his belt so that others would agree to work with him, right? Now, if he does a good job, obviously I want to work with him in the future, and in future deals, I'll split more than, 25-75. We'll do a better split for him. But the big thing is that other people would be willing to work with him and say, hey, look, I did a deal with Alan. I can do a deal with you. He made good money. Here's all the numbers. Here's how it worked out. And, once he has that proof, then other people would definitely want to work with him. That was a thing. We went forward. So far he's been doing it. We have bought a house already. He's in the process of getting it fixed up right now. He's got contractors there today. He's got the foundation guy out there today, and it should be done and on the market in about 3 weeks. So pretty cool. So what's the lesson here? Why am I telling you all this? Well, you might identify as either friend number 1 or friend number 2. Right? Maybe you don't have money to start trading right now. Well, maybe you're either 1 or 2. Friend number 1, remember, had experience, but no money. So what we did is we tapped into friends and into friends of friends to put together a pool of money that he could use. Friend number 2 had no experience or money. But what he did was he asked and he asked and he asked for people to help him. I think I was probably number 15. I was probably the 15th person that he had approached to get him started. And there were several reasons that I did agree to work with him. So he had put in the time and the effort to get licensed as a realtor. He had taken courses in wholesaling and in flipping, and he was already wholesaling. So he had done deals in wholesaling, right? He had access to the deals, which he was showing me on a regular basis. And he was willing to do all the work and make it brain dead simple for me to participate. He was open. He's like, Alan, if you want to see the house, you want to come with me to look at the house, come with me. You want to go and be at the house all day long while they're fixing it? You can do that. You can do whatever you want. I'm like, no, man, I don't want to do any of that. You bring me the deal, you find me the lender, you tell me where to sign, who to make the check out to, and that's it. That's it. I don't want to. If I don't have to, I don't even want to see the house. So that's what I wanted. And he was willing to do all the work for a small percentage of the profits, a small percent. And then he also badgered me until I gave in. So even after all that, I was still kind of hesitant. I was like, man, he hasn't done it before. I don't want to take this risk. But he badgered me until I gave in. So I hope that you get what I'm trying to say here, that even with no money, you can still prosper. You can still get started in trading, but you have to pay your dues first. You have to either be experienced or you have to show people that you are doing something, that you're taking classes, that you're learning, you're spending a lot of time on trading. I was getting emails and texts from friend number 2 at all hours of the day and night. That showed me that he was committed. He was putting in the time. He was putting in the hours, right? He was putting he was into this all day, all night. He was committed. And then once you have something that can work, right? Once you have a trade or once you have some results, then you approach people that can help you and you ask and you ask and you ask. And if your family says no, okay, then you go ask your friends. If they say no, then you ask their friends. And you keep asking until somebody eventually says yes, because all you need is that one person to say yes in the beginning. Just that one person that says yes and says, you know what, you have no money, but I trust you. I think you know what you're doing. You showed me some results that you know how to trade. Okay, let's do it. Let me give you a little bit of money and let's see how it goes. And do not forget to appeal to people's greed. That's probably the most important thing here, because people are very, very greedy. Work for free in the beginning if you have to. Don't even take a percentage. Don't even take a fee, a cut, nothing. Just say, hey, I just want to prove to you that I can do it. I'll do it for 3 months. You open an account, put $10,000 in it, put $20,000 in it, whatever. Just open a small account. Let me do it. You have full access to the account. I'll just go in and I'll trade and you can watch it every day and see how I'm doing. I'll do it for free. I just want to show you that I know what I'm doing. I just want to show you that I can get you results. That's the offer. Right? And then you develop your track record, develop your trading resume, if you will, and then show that you can get results. And then once you do, oh man, that's completely life-changing. People will be throwing money at you. Literally, they'll be begging you to take their money. Trust me, most people today have no idea how to make money. They don't. Everybody wants to be rich. Nobody knows how to do it. It's crazy. Even with all the information out there, even with all the advertisements, everything, everywhere, oh, we'll make you rich, we'll give you rich. People are very skeptical and they want more money and they don't know what to do. So if you're somebody that people know, friends of yours, family of yours, and you can show that, hey, look, I can make money, they will beg you to do it for them. Okay? Especially if they can just give it to you and you can make it grow. They will beat a path down to your door. Because that actually happened to me when I was creating this group for friend number one. When I was creating the group, I approached a couple of people that I knew. I approached a couple of friends. And I told them, hey, you know what? We're doing this group and this guy's doing really good. So you want to give him some money and then he can do it for you. So they got in. Both of those people got in. And they told other people. They told their friends. And those people came to see me. One couple came to the office. One couple came to the house. Because they didn't know me. They knew my wife. So they called my wife and they said, hey, we would like to come over. And my wife was like, okay, sure. The couple that came to the office, like, I didn't even know why they were coming. They called me up and they're like, hey, we're going to be in town. We're going to be, because they live like half an hour away. So they're like, oh, we're going to be in your part of town. Do you mind if we just stop by and talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay. Come on by. So they came by and, the chit chat. How's it going? How's everything? How's this and that? Oh, we heard that you were doing this real estate thing. I was like, okay. That's why you're here. Okay, fine. So yeah, I explained to them. I told to them. And guess what they had with them? They had their checkbook. They came checkbook in hand, ready to invest. And I didn't even have to do it. I didn't even have any paperwork for them to sign or nothing. They just wrote me a check. And they're like, here, we were interested. All right, cool. That's awesome. So yes, it can be easy if you have some proof. And sometimes you don't even need proof. So don't let not having money stop you. Paper trade, virtual trade, keep records, take courses, talk about trading to people. Show them that you're into this. Show them that this is your world. And when you are ready, ask people to take a chance on you by letting you trade a small amount for them. Maybe 10,000, maybe 20,000. And do it for free if you have to, just to prove yourself. And if you do it well, that person that you're doing it for will not only give you more money to manage, but he will tell other people about you. They can't help themselves. They're going to tell others, because they're going to want to help you. You're doing it for free. You're helping him. They're going to want to help you. They'll tell other people about it. And that is when you start charging a fee plus a share of the profits. And that is how you can trade with no money. And come to think of it, that's exactly how Warren Buffett got started. If you look at his history, that's exactly how he got started. Because his mentor, Graham, who was teaching him at Columbia University, was a money manager. People had given him money, and then he decided to quit. So all the people that gave Graham money were like, what do we do with our money? So he said, I don't know, go talk to this kid, go talk to Warren. Maybe he'll manage it for you. So then they all went to him. And he was like, okay, I'll do it. And then those people told their friends. And the friends came and told Warren, hey, Warren, please manage our money for us. And that's how he got started. And that's how you can trade also, with no money. But remember, whether you have money or whether you don't have money, remember, always trade with the odds in your favor. All stocks are not created equal. We've analyzed thousands of optionable stocks to find the very best ones to trade options on. Lucky for you, you can just download the list for free. Get it at simonsaysoptions.com/stocks. Again, that's simonsaysoptions.com/stocks.